Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming to this Q&A session. We initially have a kind of introductory part where we'll go through some slides, but this is really the time to have a conversation and feel free to ask questions. So we'll try to make this first part brief. And I want to thank Meg Zeller, who is our PI of the KL Scholars Program, and Krista as well, who has done an amazing job putting this together. And most of you probably know her by now. So please, next slide. Okay, this is our KL Scholars Program leadership. As I mentioned, Meg Zeller is our PI and director. I serve as associate director. Krista is our operations program director for the KL Scholars Program. And we have associate directors with diverse expertise. Catherine Bowers with expertise in biostats and EPI. Jackie Napke with her expertise in evaluation, and then Jamila Hackworth, Associate Director of Diversity and Vitality. And then we have representation also from our CCTST MPIs, Jessica Khan, as well as Achala Vagal. Next. Okay, what is the KL Scholars Program? It is an institutional K Award program that is focused on training the next generation of diverse, multidisciplinary clinical and translational scientists under the mission of the NCATS. And our program focuses on early career MDs or PhD faculty at both institutions, UC and CCHMC. And this is serving as a mentor training step leading to NIH career development grants such as KL1s, KL8s, K23s, or R01 awards or their equivalents. Next. So key aspects of the program are summarized over there. First of all, since this is a career development award, we make sure that through the program, 75% of salary is supported, so you can devote to your career development plans and research. And then there is also support for your research project itself in $25,000 per year. And this is for 2 consecutive years for developing, again, a mentor research project. Tailor and experiential learning opportunities in different topics that can be targeted based on what your interests are. But just to mention, there is, of course, some requirement in terms of developing skills and knowledge in team science, and other examples including implementation science and community engaged research methods. And KL Scholar meetings that happen every or twice a month. And through those meetings, there you have the chance to interact with cross-institutional faculty as well as program alumni. And there are opportunities for networking and disseminating your work at a national level via the ACTS meeting and scholars at other CTSA hubs. And with this program, with this KL Scholars Program, the scholars, will develop skills towards a sustainable and impactful research career in translational science aimed at improving health outcomes for all people and communities. Next. And within the KL Scholars Program, we have kind of 2 flavors of awards, but you will see that they are basically the same. The main difference is where the funding is coming from. So there is a KL2 and the CT2, which stands for Clinical Translational. And the KL2 funds come through the current KL2 award, which we're working to transition towards a K12, and Meg will probably mention a little bit more about that. And then the CT2 is an award that the funds come through institutional commitment, both from UC as well as CCHMC. We have 2 KL2 and CT2 scholars per year, so a total of 4 K scholars per year. Again, 2-year appointments, 75% salary support, 25,000 year research cost support. And then there is a commitment as part of the applications that if by the end of the 2nd year, the scholar has not transitioned towards their next career development award or their R-level funding, that there will be support from their division or department. So this is usually a 2 or sometimes 3-year program that will jumpstart your careers. Next slide, and I think Meg, you're starting from here.
Okay. So in terms of eligibility, it is a research or health professional doctoral degree. Because NIH is funding it, there are stipulations around citizenship that are outlined there. You must have a full-time faculty appointment at the College of Medicine, Children's, or the VA at the time of the award. And importantly, your appointment to this award cannot be contingent, or your appointment to a faculty position can't be contingent on receiving this award. And it's a pretty long timeline too for the application, so that would be hard to do. And we encourage application from scholars of diverse backgrounds. And we need diversity across many, many different dimensions. So we're not, we're interested in clinical scientists, population health researchers, everything from beginning to end of medicine and science. So it is not limited to MDs, it's not limited to children's, it's not limited, we try not to limit it in many ways, and we try very hard to have diversity across institutions and colleges. So College of Nursing, College of Engineering, College of Pharmacy are great examples, in addition to the College of Medicine. Next slide. So this is where we always get a lot of questions, and we try and be as specific as possible, but it is kind of on a case-by-case basis. So if you are someone who's already in the process of applying for a career development award, so you've already got a K cooking, you've got it going, you're going to submit soon, or a PO1 grant or an R-level grant, an R01 specifically, you're likely too senior for this type of award. There are probably other award mechanisms that would work better for you than this. We're looking for someone who needs that mentored step to prepare for those types of grants. In fact, you're ineligible if you have been a PI on an R01, PO1, or P50. There are a few exceptions. The smaller grants, R03, R21s, or the business awards, the R43 or 44. But please check with us before applying if you have any questions. We do require you to submit other support documents with your application, and you need to be showing any pending awards. So if you have something under review, that will make, like a K23 already under review, that would make you ineligible. And we could have let you know that before you submitted. So check with us, just check with us if you've got stuff in that you're cooking and you don't know what to do with it. Next slide. So as Moises mentioned, we are transitioning to a different mechanism, which doesn't impact you in any significant way, other than we're starting to change our RFA, or what we're requiring of folks when they apply. And so historically, we have said that a scholar comes in with a primary mentor, and if you have some other mentors, that's good too. Well, we're changing that this cycle. So we're moving from a primary mentor emphasis to a translational mentoring team. So you still are going to be asked to designate a primary mentor, and they will be in charge of organizing this team. And the primary mentor does need to be approved by us, and that information is in the application. There's some examples of what types of things would make someone eligible to be a primary mentor. But if you see on the right, you're going to be telling us who your mentors are at the time of your letter of intent. And this is just a working list for you to submit to say, yeah, I'm looking at how to become more of a translational scientist. And to do that, I need mentoring from people who are different from me and different from my primary mentor, and are going to bring different skills to my training that I would have otherwise. Or maybe you already work with them and you're just going to acknowledge they're part of your team. And so this table that's shown here, this is just a splice of it. It's much bigger for you to fill in. You're listing people that you would like to include on your mentoring team and where their expertise sits. So trying to create more of a team versus I work with one person and I have one mentor, because that's really where science is going. We're all training to be better team scientists so that we can get science to the people faster. Next slide. So our application process has multiple phases. We just released the RFA. And the first step is a one-page letter of intent where you outline your research and career development goals. That application would be accepted basically for a solid month, beginning July into early August. Krista can give you more details about that. Maybe I'll ask her to, she didn't know I was going to. All those instructions are a part of the LOI that they can see, but they're going through CCAPS that it's going to be something they have to upload, correct?
That's correct. And there's instructions within the RFA that talk about how you go through that process if you've never used CCAPS before. And I can help out with that process if anybody runs into any issues with it.
And it does say by midnight, and that is true. It's an uploaded system, so it's set to not accept things after midnight. So it's not Krista sitting at her home going, nope, not going to look at it. So what happens to an LOI? And it truly is a one-page LOI. So it's like a specific aims page for a career development award. It goes to committee review, who will select those that seem most appropriate for the award to be invited to submit a full application. And those people will be notified the week of August 28th, and they will be asked to submit a 12-page application, full application, which is pretty much 50-50 research plan, career development, in terms of how you set it up. And that application is due October 25th through the same system. It then goes to a different committee review. There's some overlap, but more scientific expertise is matched to your application in addition to members of the leadership team. And finalists are selected to interview with the directors. We're projecting that to be the week of December 11th, where you will be asked to respond to the provided critiques. And then there's review and approvals that we have to go through some hoops here. And then we intend on award notification the first week of January after the holidays. The award year always starts on April 1st. So those who are selected would begin on April 1st of next year, and it's a 2-year award period. Is there another slide? I forget. Oh, so this is a Q&A. So we're going to stop talking so we can answer your questions. There will be another one on July 24th from 12 to 1. Krista will be able to send you that'll be advertised, but we'll make sure that you know about it as well. And that's probably a time when people will be asking very specific questions about how do you write the LOI, or I have questions about my mentoring team. So come again. It'll probably be very different questions. We won't review this again in quite as much detail. You are invited to meet with either Moises or myself one-on-one. Just email us. We are happy to meet with you. We meet with lots of people. Come with your questions about your mentoring team or questions you might have about writing an LOI. We're happy to meet with you. Reach out to Krista for details about the process for primary mentor approval and the submission process. And she can answer other questions too, or she'll field them to Moises or myself. And then our website lists current and prior awardees who can also provide you with more information. You may know some of them already. And if you don't, reach out to one of us and say, you know, I'd really like to talk to someone, an applicant from Children's, who, you know, can you suggest someone who might be good to talk to? We're happy to do that for you. If you're newer to the institution and might not know people, we're more than happy to do that.